Hi Wonder Class and welcome to our maths lesson on Wednesday the 24th of February 2021. So starting off today's lesson, we are going to go through our arithmetic questions. So number 1, 86 times 100. Number 2, what is a quarter of 80? Number 3, what is 785 as a Roman numeral? Number 4, 2 over 6, add 5 over 6. Number 5, 6 times 4. Number 6, 60 divided by 5. Number 7, what is 16 meters in centimeters? Number 8, 4,461 and 3,317. Number 9, 9,755 minus 5,632. And number 10, 63 divided by 7. So have a go at these questions. Remember, as always, time yourself and see how fast you can complete these questions. When you press play again, I will then show you the answers. Okay, so here are the answers to your questions. Number 1, 8,600. Number 2, 20. Number 3, DCCLXXXV. Number 4, 7 over 6. Number 5, 24. Number 6, 12. Number 7, 6,000 centimeters. Number 8, 7,778. Number 9, 4,132. And number 10 equals 9. So let's have a look what we're learning about today. So in today's lesson, it says, can I find a fraction of an amount? So here is a chocolate bar. How many parts make up this whole bar? So if we count the parts, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the amount of parts that make up this chocolate bar is 6. So we are going to find a unit fraction of this bar. We are going to find 1/3 of this whole bar of chocolate. So essentially the bar has 6 parts. We find 1/3 of this amount by dividing the parts into 3 groups. The amount of segments in each group is equal to 1/3. So we are finding 1/3 of 6. So we're finding 1/3 of 6. How are we going to do that? So in order to find 1/3 of 6, we need to divide 6 by 3. So how would we divide 6 by 3? Well, one of the methods for doing this would be using our circles and our counters. So we would draw 3 circles, 1, 2, 3. And in our circles, we would then split out in 6 equally. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we would just focus on one of these circles, and there are 2 in that circle. So we would know that 6 divided by 3 equals 2. So our answer would be 2. Let's have a look at how we're going to work out this question here. So it says we can use a bar model to work this out. Dexter has used a bar model and counters to find a quarter of 12. Now we know that a quarter is written as 1/4. So you can see that here. 1/4 is how we write a quarter. So a quarter of 12. So how would we work that out? Well, what we would do was we would draw a bar model and we would split it into 4 pieces because we're dividing by a quarter. So we look at our denominator, just like when we were looking at 1/3 of 6, we looked at our denominator, and our denominator is 3. So we split it into 3. Here we're splitting it into 4 because we're finding a quarter of 12, and then you would separate your 12 counters out equally. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So if we cross them off, that's how they've split them out. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And if we focus on just one segment of this bar model, we know that a quarter of 12 equals 3. And we also know this because if we take the number 12 and we cut it into half, we would get 6. And if we cut it again, which would then give us a quarter, half of 6 is then 3. So we know a quarter of 12 is 3. We do half of 12 and then another half, that answer being 6, and we get 3. So we can use place value counters. So Amir uses a bar model and place value counters to find 1/4 of 84. So how are we going to find a quarter of 84? 1/4 of 84. Now, because we know we're finding a quarter, as you can see here, there are 4 segments of our bar model. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the denominator. And instead of using the counters spreading out 84, they've used 10s and 1s. So the number 84 itself has 8 10s and 4 1s. So because it's got 8 10s and 4 1s, they've been split out into 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and we stop there. And then we've done the 10s, now we go to the 1s. We've got 4 1s. Let's split those 4 1s out into our 4 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we focus on just this one segment. 2 10s is 20 and 1 21. So we know now that 1/4 of 84 equals 21. So practice the method for the following questions. I want you to have a go at this on your own, and then I will actually go through them with you to see how you've worked out the answers. So have a go. I'm going to allow you to pause the video at this point, and then we'll go through the answers together on the whiteboard. Okay, let's go through these questions together. So 1/4 of 12. So because I would write it out like this, so I would write 1/4 of 12 because that's what I'm trying to find out. Then I would get a bar model and I would split it into 4 because my denominator is 4. So I'm splitting it into 4 pieces, the same as 1/4. Then I would split out 12 of my counters into each one equally. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then I focus on just one of those segments, and I know 1/4 of 12 equals 3. So if you got 3, you are correct. Let's have a look at the next question. So 1/5 of 15. So 1/5 of 15. So in my bar model, I would now have, let me just bring you a little bit closer to the board. In my bar model, I will now have a bar and split my bar into 5 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to split my counters out. 15 counters out equally. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then I'm going to focus on just one of those segments, and I know 1/5 of 15 equals 3. However, I also know that how many times 5 goes into 15 is 3 because of the 5 times tables, 5, 10, 15. So I could have worked it out in that way as well. Let's do 1/6 of 12. So let's have a look. So we've got 1/6. I always find it good to write out the question of 12 equals. So my denominator is 6. So my bar model would be split into 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now I'm going to split out 12 counters into 6. 1, 2, equally 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now I've reached 12. I only look at one segment, and my answer is 2. 1/6 or 12 equals 2. So that's just a method that I am showing you, which makes it easier. It's a dividing method. So you're always looking at the denominator. That's the amount of pieces that you're going to split your bar into. And then the number of that you're finding is how many counters you're then going to split. Now remember, when you have big numbers that go into 20 or go into 30s and 40s and over 10, basically, that's where you can use 10 counters to split it up, just like we just did up here with Amir. We split it 84 using 10s. Okay, guys, so here are your tasks for today's lesson. So it says draw counters in the bar models to help you complete each number sentence. So this one's quite easy because actually you're given the bar models already drawn for you and you can see how they work. Task number 2 is to complete the table. So look at your fraction. Then the division, example, and a drawing. See if you can work this out. And task number 3 is using bar models again at an extension level of maths. So have a go at these tasks. We will go through them in our live lesson together as well. That will be on Friday. On Friday, we'll go through that because this is for tomorrow's lesson. That's all from me today, everybody. Good luck with your maths, and I look forward to seeing your work on Tapestry. Bye, everyone.